In terms of protecting software as a service, we're going to always talk about our gateway technology because this is the technology we use in all architectures involving software as a service. The idea is that gateway is always placed in between the client and the cloud application. It works as a reverse proxy, essentially. What it does, it intercepts any sort of TCP/IP protocols and then scans the payload for the sensitive values and then writes these values either protected or unprotected if we're returning it to the client. With that sort of technology, it can cover all sorts of cloud applications. Let's now move on to OneDrive example. So another application of SaaS data protection. This is a schematic design pattern for OneDrive data protection. As you see, I have my file share with all sorts of files in it, uploaded by various users. So anytime a user uploads a file to OneDrive, this file is going to pass through the Cloud Security Gateway. The gateway is going to scan the file for sensitive content, and it could be that, depending on our rule set and our policy, it could be that we are protecting information and that is very structured, such as CSV files, but it could be that we're protecting bigger files or files that aren't easily structured, such as video files, right? Or something in between, like Microsoft Office. So imagine we have a user who uploads the file, that file goes through the gateway, the data is protected, and this is how the data now resides in that file share in the cloud. All information is protected, and if somebody wanted to access OneDrive directly, so without going through the gateway, what they'll see is essentially tokens or encrypted data, depending on what we decided to do. And if that person wants to use this file, downloads it, of course, they can see the data in the clear if they're the document owner and if they're defined in the data policy. If we had two other different roles, for example, business analyst, we might want to say that this person can see partial data in the clear, such as within a CSV file, it could be a customer name, but not everything. And then everybody else will see just the tokens. And it's the same case whether they would go through the gateway or not. This is actually my ESA, and I've already opened the OneDrive service just to show you how this looks like in the background, how you define these protection rules. It's a HTTP gateway service, and it's actually a very simple rule set. The only thing we really have to do is say that on upload, we are going to protect the file that passes through it. In case of OneDrive, we're going to intercept the post request. And then a similar thing happens on the download. On the upload, I decided to protect specific fields. Actually, just one in my case, the last name is going to be protected. I think I'm just going to use a demo data file. So this is all my customer information. It's all in the clear, as you can say, customers' names, addresses, staff numbers, and credit card numbers. Of course, potentially, if you're doing a real data protection, you have to think about all these different sensitive attributes. But just for the purposes of this demonstration, I will show you how it looks like on a specific column. I have already opened and logged into OneDrive. I'm going to have two instances of OneDrive open. So on one hand side, I have my secured instance. So this is where this traffic is going through DSG, and this is the original instance. This is, as you see, the original URL. So in order to protect the file, I have to pass through the gateway, and this is what I'm going to do. Move the file across. The file has been uploaded. Now let's take a look how it looks like at rest. So imagine somebody wants to access this information and they're not authorized, or somebody goes and views this file directly in OneDrive without going through the gateway. And what should become clear immediately is that my column B, so the last name, has been protected. My customer names are tokens at this moment. So this is the view for unauthorized people, and this is how the data is stored at rest. Now, let's go back to the original instance and imagine I'm the user who's authorized to see this data in the clear, which I am because I'm defining a policy. So I will download that file and show you how this looks like for this particular person. As you see, this information is now in the clear because I had the authorization, the policy, and I can see the customer names as they are.